Dakota land where the skies are wide and the freedom stands. With a Bible in my hand and a prayer in my heart, living this life where the wild plays its part. Dust on my boots and my hat pulled low, got my trusty rifle and I'm ready to go. Hunting the game as the sun hits the sky in the heart of the 701. I feel so alive. Guns and the 701, that's how we roll. Faith in the good Lord, that's how we hold the line of the legacy that runs through our veins in this wild, wild land where the spirit remains. We're living free, living bold, side by side, with God on our plate and our hearts open wide. Ranching the fields, the cattle run free with a purpose so strong, it's our grand legacy. The rivers run deep as we cast out our lines, fishing the waters where the North Star shines. Got the warmth of the sun with the chill of the night. With every shot fired, we're ready to fight for the freedom we cherish. The second is true. With family beside us, we stand through and through. Guns in the 701, that's how we roll. Faith in the good Lord, that's how we hold the line of the legacy that runs through our veins in this wild, wild land where the spirit remains. We're living free, living bold, side by side, with God on our plate and our hearts open wide. In a world that's spinning with sins that they wield, we stick to our values. Our fate is revealed with the word as our guide. We tread on the earth, a community built from the love, not the curse. Raising our voices, singing loud through the night, for God and our freedom, we'll continue the fight. Let the rifles ring out, let the spirits align. In North Dakota's embrace, our souls intertwine. So when you hear the gunshots and feel that proud sound, know it's faith and freedom that echoes around. From the fields of the ranch to the depths of the lake, with God on our side, there's nothing at stake. Guns and the 71 forever will stand in the heart of our faith in this great free
Did you ever wonder how politicians get so rich? Here's something you don't hear from elected officials very often. I will never accept money from foreign governments or lobbyists, and that includes AIPAC or any other foreign interests. I fully support our allies because it's the right thing to do, and I don't need to get paid to do it. If you want to know who a politician works for, follow the money. My money comes from working North Dakotans, and that's who I answer to. I'm Alex Balaz, and I'm running to be your U.S. House Representative.
Hello, I'm Greg Carls. I'm running to be your Perkins County Sheriff. This county is not just where I work, it is home. For over 25 years, I've been involved in many aspects of the law enforcement world, from private corrections to dispatch and jailer. For the past 18 years, I've been South Dakota State certified. For 16 of those years, I have served right here for the people of Lemon and Perkins County, not just as a law enforcement officer, but as your neighbor. I've been there on people's hardest days, and I've never forgotten the responsibility that comes with that. I am a husband, father, veteran, and man of faith. Those roles shape how I serve, with compassion, humility, and respect for every person in the county. My time in the U.S. Army Reserve and my deployment to Iraq taught me the value of standing strong when people need me most, and being part of a team is invaluable. Being your sheriff isn't about power, it's about you, the people. I'm asking for your vote on June 2nd so I can continue serving this community and county I love as your sheriff.
As a husband and a father, I think about the future every day. How to protect what we have, but prepare for what comes. I'm Chris Olson, and that's why I'm running to be your next Public Service Commissioner. The Public Service Commission affects your life every day. Every time you pay your utility bill, every time a train rolls through town, you depend on commissioners who put stability and safety first. I've worked in coal mines and power plants. I've ranched and farmed. I know how energy gets made and what our land needs, not from behind a desk, but from experience. I'll fight to keep your rates fair and your lights on. I'll make sure trains and pipelines running through our state are safe. I'll make sure companies clean up their mess and respect our landowners' property rights. The commission isn't for big corporations, big tech, or special interests. It's for you. Let's focus on what matters most: reliable and affordable utilities, safe infrastructure, and a deep respect for our people and property. I'm Chris Olson, and together we'll put North Dakota first.
New friends. Same you, just having a lot more fun.
They say everything happens for a reason, but I suspect everything happens for a Reese's. Like this commercial break. Did you need 15 seconds away from music? Or 15 seconds to eat a Reese's? Perhaps it's true. Everything happens for a Reese's.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
In 1 second, you're enjoying your first day off in forever. Then, mid-lunch, your phone buzzes. A window's been broken at home, and you're miles away. In 1 second, everything can change. That's why ADT offers security systems with 24/7 monitoring, with tech that helps first responders prioritize your emergency. And with the ADT Plus app, you can stay informed and in control of your home from virtually wherever you are. When every second counts, count on ADT. Visit ADT.com to learn more.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey girl, I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager, hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
Born on America's darkest day, September 11th, 01, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been helping American heroes ever since. Heroes like Fire Captain Andrew Donner, inspired by the bravery of New York City firefighters on 9/11. Andrew devoted his life to serving his community. He rose through the ranks of his fire department, training rigorously and leading with courage. And after a very brave battle, Andrew lost his life to lung cancer caused by occupational toxins. Now, the 25th anniversary of 9/11, Andrew's story is a reminder of the profound impact that day has had on our nation, our heroes, and their families. Andrew leaves behind a beloved wife, Jessica, their sons, his parents, and sister. Now, Tunnel to Towers was able to honor Andrew by paying the Donner family's mortgage. We can help more families like the Donners. Just donate $11 a month, and you can amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
You probably have an app for streaming and an app for podcasts.
But does your audio bundle include an app for radio?
An app for what's happening right now? An app for breaking news that'll change your daily routine? An app that starts your morning with what you missed last night?
That app is iHeartRadio.
The app that lets you listen to thousands of live radio stations and more. Download the number 1 app for radio.
The free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio.
819 at KFYR 550, 99.7 at iHeartRadio, and Guns in the 701. Clay, how's it going?
Oh, pretty good. How we doing, Todd?
Well, it's the last weekend in May already. Does that sink in?
That's crazy already. June already right knocking on our door. And I'll be haying soon, so I guess that's a plus. Got to put that hay up.
Just remember, we're one day closer to winter.
No, thanks for that.
No, I'm making a lot of enemies saying that, but
I'm not a big guy up for heat. I mean, I don't like those 90 and 100 degree days, but I don't also like the minus 20. So I guess it's where we live.
Well,
right?
Don't complain about it. We're like right between them for a couple of days before we go from one extreme to the other. You know how this works.
Literally 80-degree swings sometimes.
Oh, man. I keep wondering why I get sinus headaches. Oh, that's why. A big one for gun owners in the Second Amendment in the Texas Senate race.
Yeah. I've been kind of watching that race. Of course, we know how it came out now, and Paxton just trounced. And I mean, that's a butt-whooping right there, 28 points. And it really shouldn't be any surprise. Cornyn was not a friend of conservatives. He was definitely establishment rhino. He was on the wrong side of many, many things, whether it was Trump's agenda or just the Republicans, the real Republicans in general. He just was on the wrong side and voted with Democrats a lot. The big one, I think, was Joe Biden's tyrannical, bipartisan, safe or unsafe communities act, as we and Jamie used to call it. And he voted for it. And that was a horrible, horrible bill that passed that really, it created a whole bunch of different anti-gun committees and agencies within the government. It was just a horrible thing. And I'm sure that, Texas, think about it, our happy endings of the week come out of Texas a lot, right?
They do. Absolutely do.
People love their self-defense, and so they should, right?
Yeah.
Well,
no doubt.
That didn't probably set well. I'm pretty sure the voters didn't forget what happened on that in Texas. I know a few people down there. You always got your little metropolitan pockets, which are completely blue. But I'm telling you, Paxton, even with everything that's went on in his life, everyone has personal issues. He's always had huge statewide support. Just any office he's ran for, he's always been support. Even when they tried to wrongly impeach him as far as in the Texas legislature, and he came out smelling like a rose on that. So it does not surprise me that he won this. I'm glad Ken Paxton won this. I am positive he will be the next senator in the state of Texas in that statewide race. And the guy that he's running against, have you seen this guy? Have you heard some of the things this crazy guy on the Democrat side says?
No, I try not to look at the train wreck, but sometimes I know you just can't help it. But
well, Tallarico comes off as this young guy, and he's pretty savvy with his little forked tongue, but he's still a hardcore liberal, and he's going to have some support, of course. The best thing is that you're not going to have in Texas anymore. Al Green is gone. You've got that crazy Crockett, she's gone. But Tallarico, I don't think he has a chance. And the polls are 5 to 9 points right now in favor of Paxton, but I don't believe much in polls. They had Cornyn and Paxton at a dead heat for a long time, and then within margin of error, maybe 1 to 2 points, Cornyn winning. Yeah, they missed that by a long way, didn't they?
No
28-point win. So this is a huge win for the Second Amendment. Paxton will be he's always been a supporter of the Second Amendment. He's been fantastic down in Texas. He will take that to the Senate. We will gain an actual real conservative Republican who's very pro-Second Amendment in the Senate, and that is the win right here. That's why it affects all of us nationwide, all 50 states, because he's going to go to the Senate and be a voice for the Second Amendment. So yeah, I was happy to see this win, and I had to touch on that today because it was such a huge thing. And let's just face it, the media is really downplaying it. After he won, they kind of got silent in the fake news era. So yeah.
Well, I think they were hoping the Trump endorsement would have backfired, but no. Instead, Trump's 3-0 on doing those endorsements.
Well, yeah, he actually. I mean, he's having one heck of a streak. I want to say it's up around that 12 now, 10 to 12 endorsement win as a whole through these primaries. I think Trump's endorsement has a lot to do right now with things. I really do. And you can see a lot of candidates now kind of switched gears going into the end stretch of this whole thing in many states and saying, hey, I supported Trump. I voted this way with Trump's agenda, when I know what they've said. South Dakota has got a governor's race that's very close. We're going to find out who's going to win that here next week. And there's 4 candidates in the Republican primary. And they actually have an actual closed primary, which is what North Dakota should have. You shouldn't be able to cross over, even if you have to go up and down the same party. It's just insane, an open primary. But it's going to be interesting. You got Dusty Johnson down there who's been in the House. He's in last place in many of the polls, which is kind of funny. He was a never Trumper. Now he's trying to say he supported him. Yeah, so, he'll make that little flip. People have long memories, some of them.
Well,
I know how you voted.
Let's find out who Trump believes should be the one, and then watch and see how it goes.
Yeah, I don't think he's endorsed anybody down there as far as I know right now. So, and that's probably smart. Let it play out.
Sure. Well, what somebody should do is he should write down who he would be supporting and put it in an envelope, and then open that envelope after the election has been determined.
There you go.
See if he would have nailed that one too, just for the sake of discussion.
It's very close down there. 4-way race, so you're only seeing mid-20s as far as in the polling. Of course, like I said, I don't put a lot of worth in polling, really. Not some of them. And you got a 4-way race, so it's pretty close down there. And we will know. We will definitely know Wednesday morning next week.
Clay Peterson, Guns of this 701 on KFYR 826. I touched on this one earlier this week, and I did definitely want to get your take on the dog shooting the woman in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Does the Second Amendment apply to canines as well as humans?
Well, it depends on the self-defense. That's kind of why I put this in here. I heard you talk about it, and I was like, oh, let's just throw this out here.
Yeah. Well, it's a good, woman shoots dog. No big deal. Dog shoots woman. I know, woman shoots dog. Everybody goes, oh, was that Christie? Was that Christie? Stop it.
No.
Stop it. Stop it. But dog shooting woman, I mean, that's okay. That's a story.
If Dick Cheney was still around, maybe his dog took revenge. But he's not here no more, so we can't blame him. I look at this and I go, all right. I had to dig into this because I had one article from another source, and it kind of gave what the local, what I would call fake news media was actually reporting. It's more dramatic, but I found one in a more localized one coming out of Cheyenne, Wyoming, talking about this, which makes more sense to me. First of all, if your dog is in your vehicle and is able to actually discharge your shotgun, you're an idiot. That means you left one in the chamber with the safety out. There's just no other way that could happen. And
if it does happen, though, with all that stuff having been done, then we want to see that dog. It'd probably be on Animal Planet in a hurry anyway, right?
Champion of the Second Amendment canine.
Get that dog in a parade.
It's happened. The animals are finally shooting back.
That makes deer hunting season a whole different animal, doesn't it?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Wouldn't that be interesting?
If they can shoot back. Well, I mean, they did it on Warner Brothers cartoons for years. Why can't they do it in real life?
Absolutely. I can't think of that. Elmer Fudd's everywhere. But anyway.
I'm just trying to learn how to paint those tunnels that they paint, and you put the black arch on the rock, and all of a sudden you can walk right through it or drive through it.
I know. That'd be awesome.
Wouldn't it? Oh, that'd be handy.
30-pointers, right? 30-point buckers. Yeah. But this story was just to me, I was like, really? And of course, I read a lot of reports on this. Of course, some people exaggerated it to, the woman got shot by a pellet. Okay? If anyone's ever shot a shotgun, we know the range is not that long, really. I mean, you can make them go out, but that's still very limited. And in this instance, it went through a pickup door. So the velocity's pretty much gone.
Yeah, but still.
That's a pretty good size.
You don't write that because nobody's going to read the story if you write it that way.
Sounded better. Woman got shot. Technically,
right.
Yeah, she got pelted by a
dog shot a woman. Ooh. Picture a dirty, hairy gun and some P.O. dog with his teeth.
But I think
I've had enough of you, woman.
She's crazy. No, anyway.
Well, do we know she wasn't? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Settle down, people.
The big takeaway in this whole thing is, again, I've shot a lot of shotguns. I don't see how that could happen. Of course, I don't leave one in my chamber ready to rock and roll. Especially when I'm just going to the convenience store to, pick up a water or something.
Put it right in the dog's, front paws. Here, watch the pickup for me.
Yeah, and if you're worried about self-defense, get yourself a sidearm. But to me, this all lies on it. It lies upon the owner of the shotgun with the vehicle. That was just stupid. There's in that article from Wyoming, the guy, I think he put it up. Don't be a dum-dum. I won't say the
Let's just dumb it down as far as we can. Don't be a dum-dum.
Maybe he better go take a course and see if he can actually own a firearm. I don't know.
If your dog needs a gun, then what breed do you have? You must not have the best defending breed out there.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, I can think of a whole campaign about we're now arming the guns for your safety as well. The dogs. We're arming the dogs because you need that extra backup when you're in a life or death situation.
Yeah, I mean,
really, some of the shots,
if a guy's got a 300-yard head start, then the dog may not be able to make it up, depending on the breed, but you can whip that gun out and fire that shut up. Imagine police go out and the first dogs that should be able to shoot should be police canines.
There we go, the drug dogs.
There we go.
All right.
Exactly.
And we're going.
I found the drugs, and you're, and the people who get pulled over for, their tags are outdated or whatever, they get the drug dog out, and they realize the drug dog found what he was looking for, and then they try running away. Nope.
Not gonna happen. Not today.
I may be on my little leash here, but I got me a gun right here, so you try running away, boy.
This is my German Shepherd canine drug sniffing dog, the most powerful weapon in the United States.
Exactly.
Like dirty here.
And that's how the dog would talk, too, boy.
Yeah.
Officers can't say that anymore. It's a little passé, but we could let the dog say it that way, can't we?
There you go.
I mean, the growl is kind of already saying it, so just let him do the words if he wants, right?
The way technology is going, pretty soon they'll have something they can attach to a dog and they'll be talking to it. So that'd be
do we really want to know what dogs have to say about us?
No, because I'm pretty sure they don't have a filter.
Exactly. Exactly. Part of me can't wait because I am kind of curious as to what they think from time to time. But part of me goes, "Yeah, okay, maybe not."
I'll go poop on your floor. How do you like that?
I mean, I'd finally know why my puggle, the second I take like one step toward the front door, goes crazy. If we could translate all that barking into words, then I'd finally be able to know what the heck the problem is.
Yeah, I don't know, that'd be
I can't even take a step to the front door, you know? Maybe I'm just looking out there. It doesn't mean I'm letting, a whole bunch. We hardly ever end up with people in the house in the first place, so I don't know what the thing, It's not like it's been kidnapped before and it's worried it's going to happen again. So we just get that. If anybody's working on that magic canine to English translator, get Google on that one. Come on, you guys. You guys translate everything else. Let's get that going.
There's probably someone out there working on it.
I know. Somebody's probably Googling it right now. Hey, maybe it's already there. Canine to English translator. 8:33. Clay Peterson Guns of the 701. Happy ending of the week. Repeal of the 86 Hughes Amendment and more on the way.
It's Mitchell in the Morning. KFYR 550.
Coming up on the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report presented by Proceed, federal officials putting a new focus on fertilizer, calling it both economic and national security issues. And a new study is raising questions about the payoff of fungicide-treated soybean seed. Details next on the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report.
Pfeiffer's Auctioneers has your equipment needs covered with auctions coming up on the calendar across the upper Midwest, including farm retirement auctions, construction equipment auctions, and Pfeiffer's live upper Midwest auction in June. Pfeiffer's will also host regional equipment auctions in Bowman, Steele, Devils Lake, and Sioux Falls. Don't miss the Anthony Andreessen Farm Retirement Auction in Wendell, Minnesota, featuring an outstanding lineup of late model John Deere equipment. For more information and online bidding on dozens of land and equipment auctions throughout the region, log on to Pfeiffer's.com.
KFYR.
Welcome back to the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report presented by Proceed. Above normal temperatures continued to boost the plant growth through the late week here and through the weekend in the northern plains. Showers will increase over the next couple of days, say DTN forecasters, with more widespread this weekend and into early to maybe mid next week. Showers will be scattered, though, missing some areas and hitting others. A new study is raising questions about the payoff of fungicide-treated soybean seed. Researchers at Penn State found that while treatments can boost yields, the gains are often too small to cover the additional costs. Looking at Midwest soybean data, the study showed only modest increases, roughly 20 to 30 pounds per acre on average. Economically, those gains only penciled out when treatment costs were low and soybean prices were high. Researchers say that means North Dakota producers should take a closer look at when these products are truly worth it. In many cases, cutting input costs may offer a better path to profitability. Experts recommend using treated seed only in higher risk situations where disease pressure is more likely. They also note overuse could impact beneficial soil microbes. The bottom line, match seed treatments to field conditions and expected return on the investment. Federal officials are now putting a new focus on fertilizer, calling it both an economic and national security issue. The Trump administration this week rolled out a multi-agency plan to boost U.S. fertilizer production, streamline permitting, and reduce reliance on foreign suppliers. Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins says the effort includes fast-tracking major projects, restarting stalled USDA-funded plants, and improving coordination across agencies like EPA, Energy, and Commerce. One key project is a large ammonia facility in Louisiana, with more domestic production also planned in the Midwest and Pacific Northwest. Analysts say this marks a shift in how fertilizer is viewed, now considered crucial infrastructure similar to energy or minerals. While this plan aims to strengthen long-term supply, farmers shouldn't expect immediate price relief. Input costs do remain high, but officials say improving production and supply chains could ease pressure in the years ahead. Have a great weekend. This has been the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report presented by Proceed. I'm Shannon Dean.
KFYR, your ag authority.
At CVS Caremark, we keep things clear, like drug prices, so you can build affordable prescription plans your members count on. That's why Trisha, a member with 6 kids and over 75 medications to manage, told us that she trusts her plan will continue to be affordable. If you want transparent drug pricing you can count on, go to cmk.co/trust. That's cmk.co/TRUST.
Have you or a family member been diagnosed with early-stage non-small cell lung cancer that can be removed by surgery? consider talking to an oncologist about your treatment options. Why? Because knowing your options before you have surgery can help your care team develop a treatment plan that's right for you. Learn about a potential treatment plan before and after surgery at askbeforesurgery.com. That's askbeforesurgery.com. And talk to an oncologist before your surgery.
That feeling when you check your bank account and your paycheck's days away. And of course, your calendar's all... Good news. With Chase Secure Banking, your direct deposit hits your bank account up to 2 days faster. So when your friends are like, and your bills go, you have the peace your deposit brings. And the best part, there's no monthly service fee for 17 to 24-year-olds. Thanks to Chase Secure Banking.
For Chase Secure Checking only, eligible direct deposits may be credited up to 2 business days early depending on when the payer submits the transaction. Member FDIC.
An early start, a long day. You need something that keeps you locked in. New Starbucks Double Shot Energy Zero Sugar delivers bold coffee, big flavor, all.
How do we achieve real energy dominance? We need to continue to crack down on unnecessary regulations. I'll fight to end every federal carbon initiative that punishes North Dakota producers. And I'll introduce legislation to remove the restrictions blocking new fertilizer plants, processing facilities, and refineries. I'll also introduce legislation to make ag and energy part of the critical national security infrastructure so that future administrations can't turn back our progress towards energy dominance. Paid for by Alex Balazs for Congress.
Tailor at every store for the perfect fit.
Congrats. You can stop calling now.
Not a chance.
Get any look for every occasion at Men's Warehouse. Love the way you look.
Hello, I am Greg Carls. I'm running to be your Perkins County Sheriff. This county is not just where I work, it is home. For over 25 years, I've been involved in many aspects of the law enforcement world, from private corrections to dispatch and jailer. For the past 18 years, I've been South Dakota State certified. For 16 of those years, I have served right here for the people of Lemon and Perkins County, not just as a law enforcement officer, but as your neighbor. I've been there on people's hardest days, and I've never forgotten the responsibility that comes with that. I'm a husband, father, veteran, and man of faith. Those roles shape how I serve, with compassion, humility, and respect for every person in the county. My time in the U.S. Army Reserve and my deployment to Iraq taught me the value of standing strong when people need me most, and being part of a team is invaluable. Being your sheriff isn't about power, it's about you, the people. I'm asking for your vote on June 2nd so I can continue serving this community and county I love as your sheriff.
As a husband and a father, I think about the future every day. How to protect what we have, but prepare for what comes. I'm Chris Olson, and that's why I'm running to be your next Public Service Commissioner. The Public Service Commission affects your life every day. Every time you pay your utility bill, every time a train rolls through town, you depend on commissioners who put stability and safety first. I've worked in coal mines and power plants. I've ranched and farmed. I know how energy gets made and what our land needs, not from behind a desk, but from experience. I'll fight to keep your rates fair and your lights on. I'll make sure trains and pipelines running through our state are safe. I'll make sure companies clean up their mess and respect our landowners' property rights. The commission isn't for big corporations, big tech, or special interests. It's for you. Let's focus on what matters most: reliable and affordable utilities, safe infrastructure, and a deep respect for our people and property. I'm Chris Olson, and together we'll put North Dakota first.
World for Animals. Join us at aspca.org/we go there.
Shortly after I enrolled at Rasmussen, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It was like a bomb had just been dropped in my life. I reached out to Rasmussen. They immediately were like, Rosa, take what time you need. You can come back when you're ready. We are cancer-free today, and I'm just so grateful for Rasmussen for all of their support throughout my journey and for my own village.
Rasmussen University. Find your seat and start now at rasmussen.edu.
Hear that? That's you, sipping on the first ever coffee from Keurig. 5 distinctively delicious varieties that infuse 30% more coffee into every pod. And a warm hug in every mug. Crafted by Keurig for Keurig. the new Keurig Coffee Collective, now available wherever K-Cups are sold. Based on the average weight of coffee in a Keurig K-Cup pod.
Snickers peanut butter. Creamy peanut butter plus crunchy peanuts. Or, should that be crunchy peanuts and creamy peanut butter? No, definitely creamy peanut butter and crunchy peanuts. Maybe.
Here, take this. You're indecisive when you're hungry.
Real creamy peanut butter, peanuts, caramel, nougat, and chocolate. Snickers peanut butter, the perfect combination of creamy and crunchy.
Snickers satisfies. Shop Snickers peanut butter now.
843 KFYR Guns and the 701. Clay's on with me on Friday mornings here on KFYR. Firearm Freedom Act, a repeal of the 1986 Hughes Amendment. Take us through it.
Yeah, so the Hughes Amendment, that was snuck through in the dead of night, literally, when they were discussing the bill itself. And that's when we had a congressman add the Hughes Amendment. His name was Hughes. And what the Hughes Amendment did was after 1996, it shut down all basically private ownership of fully automatic firearms, real ones, to the general public. Now, some people, that's good. I think it's horrible because it did nothing. It wasn't like it was a big market out there, and all it did was drive up the prices from, $1,000, $2,000 to $15,000 and $20,000. So anything pre-1986 you can still have. You can still get a Class 3, and you can still possess it. Well, finally they're trying to right this wrong. Do I think this thing has any traction? It's questionable. I mean, just for the simple fact that right now there is not support to get it through the Senate. And until that horrible leader, John Thune, is out of there or they nuke the filibuster, it's not going to happen. They don't have a 60-vote threshold. But the Freedom Firearm Act of 2026 is a great bill. Just because it can't pass doesn't mean you don't bring the attention to it and start doing it. That's how every bill that gets passed, it usually fails, the good ones. They'll fail, and they'll just keep bringing them back. So this thing would basically get rid of the Hughes Amendment, which was attached to the Firearms Owners Protection Act. It's going to reverse what basically, I believe this too, it was an unconstitutional stripping of the American citizens' rights to own and legally transfer the ownership of newly manufactured machine guns, which would be fully automatic. Now, before everybody blows my phone up, I really don't care what you think.
I didn't have an explosion ready to play. I didn't know you were going to do that. But.
Yeah, I just don't. I believe I should own that. The Second Amendment's not about hunting. It's not about going target shooting. It is absolutely about the protection of the people.
Why do you need an Uzi to kill a bird?
Don't, but I sure need it against tyrants.
There you go. There's your answer.
I never say, I don't need one. No, I need one. I need them.
I know. It's always, it always gets brought up in that kind of an extreme. It's like, okay, you're not taking an Uzi to shoot a deer, but,
No. And I don't know why anyone would. I've actually shot full auto stuff. Full auto's fun. Don't get me wrong. I love it. It's a lot of fun.
If you're taking an Uzi to shoot deer, I hope you're doing it because you're doing a music video or something. I mean, there's no other reason, really. It's a TikTok video. Look at me. Yeah, okay.
I don't know why anybody would really hunt with a full auto, but it doesn't mean that, and then most game and fish regulations or laws already have that. You can't use full autos even if you possess them legally. But like I said, I've shot a lot of full auto. There is a ride. It's not like the movies, everybody. If you sit there and pull that trigger, you really got to have a hold on it. And depending on the caliber, even in the M16s, which is a 5.56, most of them 223, it will have a ride. It's hard to stay on target, and that's why even the military went to a 3-shot burst, because the soldiers were going through too many rounds of ammo and not hitting anything. I mean, it truly is not like the movie. You don't sit there like Rambo with his 50 cal auto going, yeah, man, I'm going to take out everybody. It's just not. With one arm, by the way. It don't work like that.
Exactly. Well, and speaking of doing TikTok videos, we should probably go into some city environment and ask them, what happens when people go deer hunting? Ask a bunch of people in like New York City who think Mamdami's the second coming of you-know-who. What they think happens when you go deer hunting. I bet the responses would be hilarious.
Oh, it would be. It would be fun to do that and go, well, did you hear about that they trained deer to shoot back? They'd probably believe it. They talked to the dog in Nebraska. Come on.
April Fool's Day will just unveil to everybody that the deer now are able to shoot back.
Oh, my goodness. That would be... And they would believe it. They seem like, I mean, they voted for him. They'll believe anything.
The second the deer and the dogs can shoot back, I say we truck a ton of them to New York City, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
As long as they don't shoot each other on the way to New York City, we don't need that headache. But
so I'm going to wrap up on this before we go down a rabbit hole. The firearm
too late, already went there.
And the reason that this guy brought this up, Jimmy, I think it's Patronis, he's out of Florida, is I'm in agreement with him. I don't think it has really any capability of getting through the court system, because now, since Heller versus D.C. and a lot of other, legislation, court cases that come through, now they're taking that and going, well, describing a machine gun as a dangerous and unusual weapon is not common, which is not true either. Common use is a very vague term, but it's been decided on several different occasions now on other court cases that, yes, they are. But that is what the judges use, and there's really no appetite in the court system to send that to the Supreme Court. There just isn't. So I think this is a better avenue. Let's put it in and let's codify it as law. Most of those are found under Title US 18, and I think it's another great one to have in there and get rid of this idea you can't have new ones. Now, we're not saying it's going to be deregulated, because that's not part of the bill, although I think they should be. It's saying that you can have a new one now that was produced in 2026 or anything between 86 and now, and there's no reason we shouldn't be able to. They didn't stop anything. It isn't like you can't have one. You can have one right now. They're out there. Several people privately own machine guns, everybody. I know, big shocker, right?
No!
And you know what? There's never been a machine gun legally owned by a private citizen in the United States used in any kind of a mass shooting, ever.
By the way, my reaction just caused 2 heart attacks in my studio here. That it was nice and quiet till Todd all of a sudden gasped.
Oh, no. Call the meds, call the paramedics. No, anyway, yeah. So anyway, I'm really excited to see where this goes. One thing about it, if they can get it to the floor, I always say, if you know this can't pass, that's okay. Let's find out who the commies are. Let's find out who our enemies are, put it to a vote, and then keep track. You can't get rid of bad legislators unless there's a voting record generally, especially incumbents. You got to be, like Cornyn. Cornyn has a record of being Second Amendment or anti-Second Amendment. He just does.
Which, how does that play in Texas? It doesn't, and we just saw it.
And I don't think it would play well here in North Dakota.
Nope.
Or South Dakota or Wyoming. I mean, look what happened to Cheney. Liz out there on her record of vote as a Republican. They threw her out of the party. So
the very definition of rhino. You look up rhino in Wikipedia, and there's a picture of Liz Cheney right there.
She's got the build for it. All she needs is a horn on her head. Anyway.
Oh, now we're body shaming women. Okay, there we are. That was Clay, by the way.
Email guns@gunswith701.com, and I'll give you a very nice response.
And we'll have to do these really quick, but Grizzlies in our last story plus our happy ending of the week.
Yeah, and they're both bear related. It's going to be a different happy ending for everybody. So they of course, they're still meeting in Casper out in Wyoming, and it came up about delisting grizzlies and what do we do. And I love this because the director, she basically said, well, for Game and Fish here, we kill more grizzly bears with human encounters than hunters would. It's on average about 21 in that area conflicts where the bears are killed every single year in Wyoming. Higher, sometimes lower, where they were kind of thinking about 20 tags if they had a hunting season. Now, to me, why not do that? Have your 20 tag season, bring in the revenue, make the people happy. Someone can get a great trophy, most likely. I've been out there hunting, and bears are an issue in certain areas. You get up in there, Cody, or even outside of Laramie, and get up into those wilderness areas. There's definitely grizzly bears, and I love that in the whole whole response, it's got to be done through U.S. Fish and Wildlife, which the previous director took that position in that area, which is even better yet because he supports this too. But you have this Endangered Species Act protection, which, by the way, everybody, that has expired, but they keep operating like it's still there, but that's a whole other rabbit hole. And I'm just saying right now, we need to get a handle on these grizzlies. The recovery efforts, I loved it when she was asked about this. She goes, well, what have we met the objections, or what were the objections, or the, basically the numbers? What were you looking at as an objective number to claim success? She goes, we reached that 20 years ago with the population. We know that. We're seeing the same thing with wolves. We all knew they wouldn't stay in Yellowstone, and they haven't. And now they're causing havoc because they were eliminated for a reason on the plains, and they didn't even bring in the right ones. Grizzlies are no different. They've recovered. They're doing great. There's no reason to have that Endangered Species Act classification. Let's now go ahead and manage the population. That is the responsible thing to do, and take care of it. So, yeah, I was quick on that.
Goes to the 701. Clay's on with me on Fridays and on Tuesday nights.
7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central. Blackbeard Logic, everybody, is usually on Friday nights at 5 Mountain, 6 Central. But Leon is in a 5K. I'd love to watch Leon run that 5K. But anyway, he's going to be doing that, and so he will not be on air tonight. So just so everybody knows.
See, now, those are words you're never going to hear anybody say about me. Todd was going to be on today, but he's running a 5K.
You're not going to hear me say that.
You're not. Unless, of course, there's a dog and a deer with a gun behind me, in which case, all bets are off. Maybe I try.
Well, that happens, Todd. If I'm there, I just got to run faster than you, so I'm still safe. Oh, that was out, right?
All right, Clay. Hey, you have a great weekend. I got to run, but take care. Always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, and thanks to KFYR and you, and listen to us on iHeart. That's the best place to find us.
There you go. That free iHeart app. Thank you, Clay. Take care. Chance Gerhardt, Amanda, is 18 today.